Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about finding the next term of the given geometric sequence. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So this is actually requested from our students, our subscribers, and our followers. I would like to give thanks and shout out to them. So this answer is for you. Just keep fighting. So if you're looking for the next term, therefore, you're looking for the third term, since we already have given first term and second term. Now, in geometric sequence class, example 3, 6, 12. In geometric sequence class, the thing that you will do is you need to find the common ratio. And to find the common ratio, you just simply divide the second term by the first term. So 6 divided by 3, that is 2. 12 divided by 6, that is 2. And if they have the same answer, therefore, this is a geometric sequence. And this 2 here is what we call the common ratio. So to get the common ratio, simply divide the second term by the first term, third term by the second term. If they have the same answer, therefore, this is a geometric sequence. That's how you get the common ratio class. Simply divide the second term by the first term, third term by the second term. Now, if the teacher will ask you to find the next number after 12 or the fourth term, so just simply do it reverse. You can multiply this 12 by the common ratio. Because 12 times 2, that is 24. And if you divide this one, 24, fourth term divided by the third term, 24 divided by 12, and you will get the same common ratio, which is 2. So therefore, once again, to get the next number after this third term, you just simply multiply it by the common ratio. 12 times 2 is 24. So to get the next number after 24, you can multiply it by 2. 24 times 2, that would be 48. Because if you divide 48 by 24, you will get the common ratio, which is 2. So you can do it reverse. So the thing that you will do in answering this one, to get the third term, we need to divide the second term by the first term. And once we get the common ratio, we can do it reverse. We can multiply the common ratio by 1/2, and we will get the next term. Alright, so let's try number 1. So of course, we need to divide, so that will be 1/2. Alright, so that's 1/2 divided by 1. So a number divided by 1, the answer is always the number itself. So that will be 1/2. So the common ratio is 1/2. Even if we try 3 divided by 1, so of course, the answer is always the number itself who divides 1. 3 divided by 1, that would be 3. So therefore, in our example number 1, 1/2 divided by 1, the answer is 1/2. So the common ratio is 1/2. Now to get the next number, after 1/2, so that would be, you multiply this 1/2 by the common ratio, which is 1/2. So 1/2 times 1/2, that would be 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. So the next number will be 1/4. Alright, so that's it class. The answer for number 1 easy, right? Let's try number 2. So once again, divide -10 divided by -5. Alright, or you can write it this way, -10 divided by -5. And the answer will be negative divided by negative is positive. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So therefore, the common ratio is 2. Now, once you get the common ratio, you can multiply it by -10. So -10 times 2, the next number will be -20. Negative times positive is negative. So -20 will be the next number. Easy, right? For number 2. Alright, let's try number 3. So we have 4. So divide the second term by the first term. So 4 divided by 12. Since we cannot divide 4 by 12 directly because we will get a decimal answer, the thing that we will do, class, is we need to reduce the fraction to the lowest term. You find the GCF, the greatest common factor. And the greatest common factor of 4 and 12, that would be 4. So divide by 4, divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So therefore, the common ratio is 1/3. So to get the next number, okay, since you have the common ratio, to get the next number, the third term, you just simply multiply 4 by 1/3. So 4 times 1/3, 4 times 1/3. So this will be 4 times 1. Understood that any whole number, there is a denominator of 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So the next number is 4/3. 4 over 3. Alright, so let's try number 4. Are you still with me? Easy, right? So let's try number 4. 7 divide. So second term divided by the first term, negative 49. So once again, we cannot divide this one directly because we get a decimal answer. And we're not allowed to have a decimal answer for this one because it will be quite complicated for having the decimal class. So the thing that we will do is we just need to reduce the fraction to the lowest term. You just find the GCF. So we can divide it by 7. Divide it by 7. So 7 divided by 7, that is 1. Negative 49 divided by 7. So negative divided by positive is negative. 49 divided by 7, that is 7. So the common ratio, class, is 1 over 7. Now once you get the common ratio, you can simply multiply it by 7. So 7 times 1 over negative 7. You can actually put negative sign, class, in the middle part. That's actually okay, class. You can put negative sign on the upper part or in the middle part or in the bottom part. Because if you divide a positive number by a negative number, the answer is always negative. I will just put it here in the middle part. Negative 1 over 7 for the common ratio. So once you get the common ratio, you can simply multiply. So this will be understood that there's 1 here. So 7 times negative 1, that's negative 7. 1 times 7 is 7. Alright, and then negative 7 divided by 7. So negative divided by negative divided by positive is negative. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So negative 1 will be the next number, class. Negative 1. Alright, so this will be negative 1. Alright, let's try number 5, class. So we're going to the difficult round. So 1/2. Okay, so 1/2 divided by 1/2, you divide it by 1/4 to get the common ratio. So 1/2 divided by 1/4. So in dividing fractions, class, the thing that you will do is you need to get the reciprocal of the divisor and then you proceed to multiplication because you cannot divide the fractions directly. So the thing that you will do, if you have this given fractions, you get the reciprocal of the divisor, this one. This is the divisor, this will be the dividend. Get the reciprocal of the divisor, then proceed to multiplication. So this will be 1/2 times, get the reciprocal of this one. Reciprocal of 1/4, that would be 4 over 1. So reciprocal, plus just put this denominator on the top, on the numerator, and this numerator will be the denominator. That would be 4 over 1. And then you multiply. Instead of division, you change the sign into multiplication, 2 times. So this will be 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, 4 divided by 2, that would be 2. So the common ratio is 2. Now to get the next number after 1/2, you just simply multiply 1/2 times 2. So this will be understood that there's 1 here for 2. For any whole number, there's 1. So there's 1 denominator. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So therefore, the next number will be 1. Sorry. I will just put it in blue, class. 1 is the next number. Alright, so let's have number 6. Number 6, class. So if you have a squared and a cubed, okay, this will be a cubed, class. A squared and a cubed. So to find the next number, so you need to divide second term by the first term. So second term a cubed divided by a squared. So rules in dividing exponent or the quotient rule, class. If you still remember the quotient rule, if they have the same base, okay, same base, you simply copy the base. This is actually the laws of exponent, class, and you are referring to the quotient rule. If they have the same base, simply copy the base, then you subtract the exponent. 3 minus 2. So once again, divide a cubed first term by the second term, same base a, copy a, and then you subtract the exponent. 3 minus 2 is 1. So that will be a raised to the power of 1, or you can just simply write a. Okay, because understood that a has an exponent of 1. So you can just simply write a. Alright, so okay, so the common ratio is a. So you multiply a by a cubed, and that will be the next number. So a cubed times this common ratio, which is a. So a cubed times a. Now you go back to the laws of exponent, the product rule. If they have the same base, simply copy the base, then you will add the exponent. Understood that there's 1 here for a. So that would be 3 plus 1. And the answer is a raised to the power of 4. So the next number, class, will be a raised to the power of 4. Alright, so let's have number 7. So number 7, class, we have k and k minus 1. So get the value of, divide this one, get the common ratio. So k divided by k minus 1. And since we cannot divide k by k minus 1, so this will be our common ratio, class. We cannot divide this one, class. Once again, do not cancel k. You cannot cancel it out. So this will be your common ratio. Alright, so to get the next number, so once again, this will be your common ratio. To get the next number, simply multiply this one by k. So that would be k times this common ratio, k over k minus 1. Alright, so this will be k. Understood that there's 1 here. So k times k, that would be k squared. And 1 times k minus 1. So simply copy k minus 1. Any number, any equations multiply by 1, the answer is the equation itself. So 1 times k minus 1, simply copy this one, k minus 1. Alright, so that would be your answer, class. K squared over k minus 1. So k squared over k minus 1. Alright, so let's try the 8th term. So the 8th term, class, simply divide the 2nd term by the 1st term. So this will be 3mr divided by 3n. Alright, so to get the common ratio, you can divide 3 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. You can cancel this out. mr divided by n, you cannot divide this one. Okay, so simply copy mr over n. That would be your common ratio, class. Mr over n. Alright, so to get the next number, simply multiply. That would be 3mr times, second term, 3mr times the common ratio, mr over n. So this will be, understood that there's 1 here in denominator. So 3 times 1, understood that there's 1 before m. Okay, so 3 times 1 is 3, or simply 3 times 1. Understood, class, that any variable, there is a numerical coefficient of 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. Then m times m, that would be m squared. R times r, that would be r squared. And 1 times n, that is n. So that would be our answer, class, for the 3rd term. Alright, so 3 times 1, there's 1 here, so that would be 3. M times m is m squared. R times r is r squared. Then 1 times n is n. Once again, if you're confused, what is this m squared? How did I get m squared? So that would be n times m. So once again, if they have the same base, copy the base. Then understood, class, that any variable, there is an exponent of 1. And then you add the exponent 1 plus 1. Okay, so copy the base, then simply add the exponent 1 plus 1. So that's why we have m squared. M times m, that would be m squared. So alright, so that would be the final answer for number 8. The 3rd term will be 3m squared r squared over n. That's it, class. And you try to answer this one, class, and you put your answer in the comment section down below. You find the 3rd term, class. How about if you have this one? Okay, so let's try this one. Let's try 2 examples, class. Alright, so how about this one? Okay, and then give me the 3rd term and this one. Okay, let's just give you 2 examples, guys. Okay, let's try if you really understand this one. Alright, and then give me the 3rd term. So, once again, I hope you learned something new today. And if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you try to answer this one, class. Find the third term of this given sequence, geometric sequence. So once again, this is Teacher MJ. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Bye-bye.